Cruella DeVille, I think of furs, because she's all, I live for furs, I worship furs. And then I think Bad Driver, because like, you remember those crazy eyes. And then I think, blast this pen, blast this wretched pen. Like seriously, I don't know if anyone else shares like as much of a connection as I do with that one line, but every time I try and use a pen and it's out of ink, I just channel that energy. Cruella is the icon. I mean, the song goes, Cruella DeVille, if she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. So get ready to be scared.
Nerd.
Hey friends, welcome back to Nerd Culture. My name is Ruth, and today I'm so excited to be talking to you all about Disney's newest live-action upcoming film, Cruella, based off of our favorite dog killer. This isn't a 101 Dalmatians remake. It's actually Cruella's backstory, so we're going to learn more about our favorite villain. And it's set for release May 28th of 2021. Now before I get into like what the trailer showed or any of my thoughts, I'm actually going to read a little blurb from Wikipedia that just kind of explains the premise of the movie. Alright, here we go. The movie is set in 1970s London amidst the punk rock revolution and follows a young grifter named Estella, a clever and creative girl determined to make a name for herself with her designs. She befriends a pair of young thieves who appreciate her appetite for mischief, and together they are able to build a life for themselves on the London streets. One day, Estella's flair for fashion catches the eye of Baroness von Hellman, a fashion legend who is devastatingly chic and terrifyingly hot. But their relationship sets in motion a course of events and revelations that will cause Estella to embrace her wicked side and become the raucous, fashionable, and revenge-bent Cruella. Damn, okay. But see, like, I'm totally for this. Disney has made villain backstory movies in the past, like Maleficent. This one feels different. Maleficent was evil demonic, which can feel kind of lighter fairy tale, but Cruella is more angsty criminal, which is somehow more dark and mature feeling. In fact, the tone throughout this entire trailer felt very mature and intense. I love the original 100 Dalmatians, the animated one. I just think that movie is incredible. I love Pongo and Perdita and Roger and Anita's love story. Ugh. But we can talk about how their goals in another video. But I want to say that I've noticed that Cruella actually sits at the top of many Disney villain ranked lists. Like, she is very popular, and I think it's just because, well, I think it's because of a lot of reasons, but one, because she's just so unapologetically evil. And obviously she's so iconic. And we don't know much about her, so it's like simple but still a mystery. Plus she's charismatic and has great fashion sense and is again just a walking icon. But like, that's why I think this movie could actually work so well. We barely know her. And I want to see what drives her to want to kill puppies. Okay, so let's get into what we actually saw in the trailer. So in the trailer, we see Cruella walking through London. She actually doesn't have her iconic half white, half black hairstyle yet. Instead, she's sporting this like kind of deep, dark red hair and a black beret and is wearing mainly like dark black colors. And she walks into a building that says Liberty. And this rich, fancy looking woman kind of walks out of her car. Very like obvious bad news. I don't know, if there's a villain in the movie, but it's a villain movie, like what does that mean? Cruella's then shown coming up an elevator in a uniform-looking dress holding a handle of alcohol. So, very adult again. And then we see Cruella's infamous car driving into Hell Hall. And there's also a creepy shot of someone who's like standing on the edge of Hell Hall with someone in a white dress approaching them. So kind of spooky. Cruella, but I don't know, at this time she might still be Estrella. Obviously there's some disconnect there, but she still has the red hair, and I'm guessing that when she has red hair maybe she's Estrella, and then when she makes the switch to different hair, it's also her switching to Cruella. Not sure, just my theory though. But I guess Estrella is seen staring into like this very angsty looking mirror as if she's about to make a major lifestyle change and, you know, all of us girls know that the best way to go through something mentally is for us to, like, chop our hair off, right? So she cuts off her hair, and then there's this hard cut to the Disney Castle logo with Cruella's evil laugh in the background, which just, it works so well. Then we see the pest control van, which most likely Jasper and Horace are in there, and they're just looking very sketch. You know, they're driving slowly by buildings, very similar to their role in the original 101 Dalmatians. So this is probably going to be the story of, like, how she met her henchmen, how she recruited them. So, you know, that's exciting. And then we follow Cruella into this fancy party. She's covered in a white hooded cloak, and there are some Dalmatians actually at the party who look her way and kind of growl. But other than that, I don't see any Dalmatians in the trailer. Actually, a weird thing is that throughout the entire trailer, she's not wearing any noticeable furs. Like, it's all very fashionable clothing, very, like, outlandish styles, but there are no animal, like, there weren't any animals in this trailer to, like, convince me that she hates animals. Yeah, there's a huge lack of dogs, but I guess that stresses that this is her backstory that maybe drives her to, you know, want to kill the puppies. But she walks into the party, is wearing this hooded cloak. I'm gonna guess that the party are wearing, like, the masquerade masks, so it seems like everyone's kind of, like, in a disguise there a little bit. But they all look a little uncomfortable or surprised to see Cruella. She has her iconic hairstyle now, too. And she drops a match onto her dress in the middle of this room, and the match actually causes her cloak to catch on fire, revealing, like, this really dynamic red dress underneath. So, you know, a lot of, like, magical fashion stuff. So that's kind of fun. Some great costume changes are probably to be expected with this one. We then see her hijacking a car with her two henchmen, probably escaping some kind of crime scene. The evil woman is shown again as she's opening up this vault to reveal, like, a lot of dresses behind it, and a bunch of bats fly out, showing, I guess, that, like, it's been a while since anyone has opened that vault. Not sure who owns it, though. I don't know if, like, it's her vault and she's just been keeping it closed, or if, like, she found it and it's someone else's. I don't know. We don't know a lot about the plot of this movie, which I like. You know, a good trailer just kind of makes you excited, doesn't tell you the whole story. So we're doing good with that. Cruella is shown, like, very put together in this scene. So, you know, very iconic, love to see it. But then immediately afterwards, she's shown falling apart as she drives away on a motorcycle. So a very dramatic twist there. There's a shot of her going down some spiraling steps, and you can actually see below her that some of her guests, or just the other people at the party, are also sporting her half black, half white hairstyle now. So, you know, maybe she's made it. Maybe she's gotten herself popular. I mean, I hope she makes it, because lots of villains actually start from places of power and are demoted when they are outwit by the hero, right? And I feel like sometimes that's even, I don't know, I mean, I guess that's the two ways to look at the villain, right? Like, when they're climbing up their journey and all the, like, evil things they do to get there, and then maybe the evil things that they do to stay where they are up top. So, you know, in 101 Dalmatians, in the original one, we aren't told a lot about Cruella's backstory, but we know that she, you know, obviously has a lot of authority to have henchmen and is big in the fashion industry. So maybe this is the story of her climb to the top and what she had to do to get there. And then 101 Dalmatians is like, okay, now she's sitting here and now she's gonna, like, murder all the puppies. There's one line of dialogue that Cruella narrates throughout the entire trailer, and she says, "From the very beginning, I realized I saw the world differently than everyone else. That didn't sit well with some people. But I wasn't for everyone. I guess they were always scared that I'd be a psycho." And then she laughs evilly. "But a new day brings new opportunities, and I was ready to make a statement. How does the saying go? I am woman, hear me roar. I'm just getting started, darling. The thing is, I was born brilliant, born bad, and a little bit mad. I'm Cruella." So that's spooky. I want to say really quick that never in the trailer is she shown as, like, good. I mean, we know her historically as a villain who's just crazy, and personally, I got a lot of Joker vibes from this trailer. In, like, the best way, though. Cruella also doesn't seem like one of those villains who's just a misunderstood hero, if you know what I mean. Like, Maleficent was portrayed as like, oh, if you just had this perspective on her, she actually would have been the good guy. You know, a lot of villains, you can kind of feel for them, but Cruella was never that kind of villain. In anything she's been in, she's always been evil. Like, no excuses. She's just evil, and that's who she is, and that's what makes her so good. Ugh, I'm very into that, when they're genuinely evil. She also said that she was born bad in the trailer, so I would love to see Disney use that and actually have her be evil start to finish. Instead of like giving us this like devastating origin cliche story where, you know, again, like just a different perspective would have made her the hero. I don't want something tragic to happen to her. Well, I mean, that's okay if it does, I guess, but I just need her to be so unapologetically cruel. So, if you remember in the original, all we know about her is that she wants to kill puppies for their fur to turn them into coats. And she was actually, like, Cruella in that movie was so evil. Like, go rewatch that, and certain scenes, like, where she's talking about how she wants her henchmen to kill the puppies are, I mean, they're pretty dark. She is ruthless. Like, that's a woman who's desperate. Oh, I love a desperate villain. Like, oh my god. Like, when a villain goes from a point of, like, being, you know, smart and careful to, I will do whatever I can to make sure these puppies die so that I can wear their fur on my body. Like, that switch, I don't know what's happening to me. But, I mean, look at those eyes. That's a woman who's lost all sanity. Going to immoral lengths to feed her obsession, which is creating fashion, even if it means doing very illegal things, and also just immoral things, right? Like killing puppies just to create the coat of her dreams. Like, imagine being that obsessed. But at the same time, I feel like people are truly that level of evil in this world. This isn't like, oh my god, I desire, like, power, you know, or magic, or I guess people are money hungry in this world. But I just feel like being so obsessed about something to the point where you lose yourself, I think that's such a relatable evil that we probably all find ourselves doing in a little bit. You know, I'm not even talking extreme. I'm just saying, you know, you could lose yourself in a hobby or an activity to a point where you become, like, obsessed with it and will do anything to get it done or to have it. And that's Cruella, but, like, so much more evil. The trailer kind of hinted with the whole, like, I am woman, hear me roar, that maybe this movie would be, like, empowering or feminist, which, you know, I'm all for, like, a strong female lead, but I just want them to keep it evil, you know? But it seems like it will. I mean, the entire aesthetic of that trailer was so dark and so angsty, and it feels like a villain movie. Cruella just seems like she's the mafia boss who doesn't need a mafia. That's why she keeps her, like, group small. She just wants her 2 henchmen. She's just driving around, you know? Like, that's the cool thing, too, is she gets to live just a normal kind of life and then secretly is doing illegal things, right? Like killing these puppies and probably doing a lot of other illegal things to get the fashion clotheslines that she wants. And also it's weird, right? At least in the animated one, she's not trying to create Dalmatian coats for people to wear, like, in London. She just wants a coat for herself. So this is literally a woman just trying to live out her dream. I'm just excited to see Disney do a more dark and mature movie because I feel like it's been long overdue for them. And a villain movie is perfect, especially because I still think Cruella is one of those Disney villains that has a lot of potential, and more backstory would just make her more, like, fleshed out without stepping on too many toes that were already, like, predetermined by her original movie. Also, Emma Stone, perfect pick. Sorry, I probably should have talked about that more. My phone's about to die, so I'm trying to wrap it up. Sorry. Very strong aesthetic to this trailer, which is perfect because Cruella is all aesthetic. I want to see more of the classic stuff, like a lot of the green smoke and the furs, because I don't see much of those, and that's, like, what Cruella is, so I'm hoping there will be more of those in the actual movie. I love how they've portrayed so far, like, her mental instability. I think that'll be fun to see. And also, I was looking at the history of this movie, and they actually announced it back in 2011, so that's a nice decade of writing. And they actually, like, secured Emma for it, too, in 2016. So I'm hoping that means that they've worked hard on this movie and that it'll be good. So please don't fail me. I am very excited. So yeah, I guess that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. This trailer is crazy. There are so many things. I'm just so excited that, sorry I didn't have much like criticism for it. I'm just really, I don't know, I just think it could be really good. I would love to hear your thoughts though. So like, comment, and subscribe all down below. Let me know what you're thinking about this movie, any thoughts or feelings you have, what you're hoping to see, what you're hoping you don't see. Make sure to check out all our other videos here in Nerd Culture, and have a super sparkly day. Bye!